Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today should hopefully be our first day planting. You can see over there we have the pop-up liquid fertilizer in the Quonset right now. We also have the granular fertilizer. So basically all we have to do to get started here is fill up with the granular, put some seed in it, and insecticide in it. You can see we got the bags of that over there. So we brought the tractor over last night and we kind of ran into a fairly big problem as we were driving it over here. I went down a fairly good sized hill and I had to go up another pretty big hill, which the tractor usually does pretty good with it. I end up having to shift down, but it can handle it. But I started noticing it had basically no power. I ended up shifting down all the way into second and it was bogging the tractor down like crazy. So I ended up stopping on the road after I crawled up the hill and it just was not running right. It wouldn't idle or it would die, and it would not fully rev up to what it should. So we ended up stopping at another point and we replaced the fuel filter. We figured that was the problem. It was just too dirty. You can see that's the filter there. But we couldn't get the tractor started. So we ended up pulling it back to this place with the truck and worked on it. We got it started, but it was still not running right and it had no power. So we messed around with the tractor for probably a good hour last night and we ended up doing something over here. So this is the fuel pump right here, and the one thing that we did when the tractor started running right is we loosened this kind of nut or bolt, whatever you want to call that, there, and let some of the fuel kind of leak out, because the original thought of what was wrong was something was in the fuel lines, either an airlock or something not right, basically. So when we did that, we noticed it was running pretty much as good as before. It still wasn't quite happy idling all the way, but it was idling and it didn't die. So that's basically where we stand right now. We called it a night last night, and what we're gonna do this morning real quick before we get started is put some injector cleaner in the fuel, and that should clean up the injectors and the rest of the fuel lines and stuff and kind of clean things out to see if that was the problem. But otherwise, hopefully things should work out good. But yeah, not a good start to the year, but the planter is 100% ready once we fill it up with all the stuff. So we're gonna be starting on this field over here. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this yet, but you may notice our hayfield up there is looking pretty dead, and that's because it is. So we sprayed the hayfield off last fall and we are going to be planting corn in it this year. So we're still going to be making hay. That's just going to be a separate thing. I'll probably talk about that a little later, but we are going to be planting corn in the hayfield. So I tilled up a little bit along the edges here where we drive, just to kind of get some of the compaction up. But this is going to be the field that we're starting in. So don't exactly know where in the field we're going to be starting, but we are going to be starting here. So this small field here is about 4.5 acres, and then the hayfield itself is about 7. So I apologize about the wind. It's a little windy out here right now, but we got a few, well, a pass done on that field. We went all the way up and around by the hayfield, and I could tell the tractor did not have the power like it used to, but it was doing the job. And you can see I got right there, and the tractor basically died. Well, actually it did die after it idled for a little bit. So we're gonna do some stuff to it, but basically he's going to get some tools and I'm going to work on the tiller here. So in the last video you guys saw, it was kind of leaving ridges and I couldn't figure it out, but I talked to the guy that owns this tractor and ran that thing last, and he kind of told me what he did to it. So he didn't break it or anything, if that's what you're wondering, but basically there's different settings on the second row of blades, and basically the two end ones he just lowered down. And what he thinks happened is one of the sides, it may have fell down to the lowest setting. So I'm gonna see if I can get that back up. So I'm gonna unfold it here. So the reason we're worried about this now is because we decided we want to till the entire hayfield. It is pretty hard, and by that I mean it's really compacted. So we need to till it up so we can actually get through, and so we can actually have corn growing there, basically. So I see this must be the setting here. You just pull this pin. I'm not exactly sure, but you can kind of see it's not quite in line. I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but I don't exactly remember which side it was that was doing it, but I do know he changed them both. So I'll just kind of mess around with this and see if I can figure it out. Alright, so I think I got them both. I basically just put block under there, raise it up, and put it in the third pin here. So I think this should work better. I'm gonna go try it here real quick, see what it does, and then we're gonna get back to work on the planter.
One's up, one's down. hopefully it's good. I think we got it started up better than it did before, huh?
Oh yeah. All right, so planter, or I should say the tractor, we ended up replacing the fuel pump, and that was it for now actually. And it seems like it's doing good. It's revving up all the way, but it still seems like it's just not quite as powerful as it should be, or you know, as it usually is. But I don't know, I guess we're getting by for now, and we're just kind of hoping whatever might be in the fuel or something is going to work itself out. So he's going to be planting, and I'm going to do the rest of the hayfield with this thing, because I think my fix might have worked. Alright, so you can see we're pulling the planter back. The tractor, basically it's getting worse. It was working for about a pass, or about a round, and then it just quit on us, and now it barely wants to do anything. I can barely run long enough to fold up the marker arms, so something's real bad. It's not good at all. Tillage is going good though. Raising those two end discs definitely helped a lot, but we're pretty disappointed with the tractor right now. Not this tractor, but the planter tractor. Alright, so tillage is done. That all went pretty good. So, yeah, basically, what we're going to try and do now with the tractor, the 4030, is drain the tank on it. It's about a 40-gallon tank, and it's got a drain plug about that big. So it is going to come out very fast, and with 40 gallons, we're not really sure what we're gonna use to catch it all. So, I don't know. The tractor is full of diesel, so I may have mentioned that already. I don't know. But yeah, so it's kind of a bummer sitting here right now doing nothing. The guys are out right now getting some stuff to figure out the draining thing. But yeah, it's like the perfect day for planting. Ground is finally dry. There is a little bit of rain this afternoon, a small chance of it at least. But yeah, perfect day for planting, and we're just sitting here. Not the best feeling, but the hayfield looks nice though. On a positive note though, the planter's actually working really good. Maybe I shouldn't say that quite yet, but yeah, the liquid's coming out pretty good. All the fertilizer chains and everything, that's all going good. It's not too muddy to where it's picking up on stuff. So yeah, the planter's working good for now.
That works. Hitch might be back a little bit.
Yeah,
this
these
one's
two are
the hydraulic. This one here is for
the arm, right?
right. This one's gonna be pretty off.
That off.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay, those are working. We'll plug them back in.
Oh, it's working.
We got a filter. We'll push it all the way out. Working like
Alright guys, so as you can see, we have a different tractor here. So a lot of you guys may recognize this tractor, and this is the tractor from the dairy farm that I work on. So we are borrowing this tractor until we can get the 4030 behind me fixed. I didn't really film any of this, hooking it up and stuff, just because we really wanted to get it hooked up and make sure it was going to work. But we kind of got everything semi good enough to work at least. So we got the monitor up here and the switch for the liquid fertilizer pump. So everything should be good. We got a couple things to tie up in the back yet, but we are, as long as this setup works, we are going to try and finish that field, or at least get as far as we can with the fertilizer that we have. We should be able to get most of it done. So yeah, it's about almost 6 o'clock right now, and we haven't done anything from the last update that you got. So yeah, that's kind of how things have been going. But I'm gonna get started here. Guys, so we actually got quite a bit planted. Well, actually we didn't, but we got this whole what was the small field done and a section of the what was the hay field done. Overall, this tractor is working good enough. It's definitely not my favorite to run, and the hydraulics on it are not the best, so it's a little hard raising and lowering it and doing all the markers and stuff. So yeah, it gets the job done, and that's what we want it for. So we're probably going to be running this for a while until we can get the 4030 fixed, which, since today is a Sunday, we probably won't be able to get it in until Monday at least. And then from there, it'll probably take at least a week. So yeah, it'll probably be a little while before we get this tractor back at it. But I think that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. Yeah, planting is off to a rough start, so hopefully things get better as we go on. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and thanks for watching.